It was the start to Act 3 the last time, and I began things by fighting a boss called the Bell Beast, headed down to the abyss. It's just that the diving bell kind of had an accident. Hornet had to escape from the abyss right after that with lava steadily trailing right behind her, but she survived. Now she's coming out of her bell home, and I feel like I'm going to be checking out this note, which is telling us that Pinmaster Plenty kind of went off and paid some respects to some graves. The last upgrade to our needle is probably going to have us find him somewhere. Either way, I'm planning on doing a couple of quests and then going for the Heart of Might in this episode. So I'm starting it off with the Pain, Anguish, and Misery Wish, which will have us travel to the Citadel again and fight Trobio. So we just arrived to the Coral Chambers. I'm just going to be taking a seat with Hornet and setting up a build. I'm going to be using my usual, but I am switching things up a bit by having the magnetite dice in there. Kinda lost to Trobio quite a few times, and he does have several differences that's going to make him a little harder than the first time that you probably fought him. Now the first difference would be this trail of exploding fireworks. You really don't want to be in the way of those fireworks, so I found out if I'm pogoing on top of Trobio, then it's best to do it when I'm right above him. That way I'll avoid the trail and all that stuff like that. When he gets into the air, it's pretty simplistic. I usually hit him with a sawtooth circlet and then go into a combo when I can, but the window is kind of short in this fight. His exploding grenades, or whatever you want to call them, you can still hit them back with your needle and redirect them so they don't really get you in trouble or whatever. Now the thing that's different with those exploding grenades is that instead of the last time where they only go in maybe one direction or something like that, it's multi-directional. So with the ones that look like an X, you want to get into the middle of that so you can avoid getting damage. If you are getting caught up in any of that pink mist that comes out of it, then you're going to be suffering damage too. So that's something else to remember. He does these tornado attacks kind of randomly. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, so you kind of want to be in the air and get ready to actually dodge it and then pogo when you can. This is going to be the second stage of the fight. You can't tell since the fireworks are coming out of the ground now. Usually he ends up being one of those things that pops out of fireworks, and he does the usual move. So everything besides that is pretty much the same. Overall, this fight is hard. He spams a lot of his attacks. You're gonna die a couple of times if you beat him the first time around, and that's, well, good for you, you know what I mean? But for the mass majority of people, it's not going to be happening like that. And I'm hoping that something like this will help someone beat Trobio, but we'll see what happens with this fight. So I haven't beaten him yet. Still spamming all sorts of fireworks everywhere, trying to avoid everything. Hitting as many of these exploding grenades back as possible. That is one of the things I did to make this fight easier. If you don't do that, you're going to get hit in the blast or whatever. It's going to make it kind of hard to avoid everything. Now, if you can't hit the back, then obviously you're going to have to do what you got to do to avoid suffering damage. Alright, he's doing more of those fireworks from the ground. Another tornado. Pogoing him to death. He's going to be feeling my mission to be the Pogo King in this game. Nah, that's corny. Hold on. Just pogoed off again. old silk wheel out of heal. And it looks like I'm doing pretty well right now. Just got to keep this going, and I'm going to be winning this boss fight. Another tornado to avoid. That's it. And with the deadly pogo. What's going on here? He's just sinking right into the ground. I don't know what's happening. We're going to have to fight him again. Seems like he is sad about everything that's going on, apparently. But we have granted the wish. Pain, anguish, and misery is over. Now we're going to be getting a brand new tool, which is one of the biggest reasons to get this done. Now we have the claw mirror, which is twin theatrical tools of the vainglorious bug combined into this little explosion, basically, which is what you're seeing right here. And I'm going to be moving on to the next wish, which is going to be Fatal Resolve. It's going to have us travel to Pinstress's home, which is what I'm trying to do right now. But I ran into another one of these blobs, but I decided to take it out this time. I'm finding out what it is, and it's a void mass. It looks like I'm going to have to go around and defeat 7 more of these things in order to get another one of these wishes finished. Either way, we're here at the Pinstress's home, and it looks like she left some sort of note. I'm going to inspect it, and it's telling me that she headed off to some frigid mount. More than likely, that's going to be Mount Fae, and she's asking someone to challenge her. So the wish has been updated. I'm checking things again, and it is definitely Mount Fae. So I'm here right now, right at the entrance, close to the slab, and immediately I'm finding some sort of clue. So I'm going to be using this clue to track her down. This has us going all around the place. I'm trying to jump up right here. It's not even working out. Either way, I got to this location, and this reveals another thing for me to use to track her down, and I just activated it. Now I'm going to be traveling the rest of the way there. It's not really going to be too long neither. And the good thing is that I've had plenty of practice at Mount Fae, so it's not going to be some sort of thing. Jumping up here, finding some silk, claiming that, jumping, and I kind of messed up there. I probably should have done some sort of run and jump, which is what I'm going to be doing right here. And I finally got up to where she is. Although it seems like she's sleeping. But she's not sleeping. You have to hit her a few times. Now I've woken her up. And we're going to be talking to the Pinstress for a little bit. Now I'm accepting the challenge. And this is the start of the fight. Overall, this boss fight really isn't too hard at all. She has a few projectile attacks. You just have to jump in between those pins. She floats around a lot too, which sets her up for her own pogo attack, which is what you gotta watch out for. I just set down some tacks, which did some damage. And she also has a thrusting attack as well. You've seen her second projectile attack, which has her charging up, and then she does an X-like attack. That's what it looks like to me. Basically sums it up. She doesn't really have any other attacks besides that. I'm just standing right here, being a little patient. Found out that chasing her down really wasn't the thing to do. And jumping off the platform a little bit. Not that far though. Kind of messed up there. But sometimes jumping off the platform a little bit can have you avoid her attack if you time it right. Okay, I got hit by that pin right there, but I jumped over, having a chance to heal, which I just did, and avoided the first pin. She's jumping up, chucking pins at me again. Just hit her with Sawtooth Circlet into the claw line combo. It's one of those combos I really like doing nowadays. I'm in good shape right now. Just got to keep avoiding her attacks. I need to get more silk, that's the thing. A little bit low on life right now. It would be better if I got more life. Unfortunately, I got hit again, but I did get a full silk wheel, which did give me the opportunity to heal. Then I had to avoid her attack. Now I'm over here. Just pogoed off her attack. Didn't really cause no damage. It essentially just parried it. Now I got her dizzy, hitting her a few times. That's basically the max as far as the amount of hits you get when you dizzy. About 3 or 4 hits. Got enough to heal again, which I just did. Basically have almost full life. I just need a little bit more, which I'm not going to be healing anytime soon until I lose some more healing his, aka mass. Just going on the mission of getting more silk and slow playing this battle. With the Reaper Crest, you really don't want to go too quickly in the boss fight. You want to enjoy it. Got her dizzy again. Hit her a few times. I think that's the best part of the Reaper Crest anyways. Since it's not the fastest crest, it gives you time to think about what you have to do in a boss fight, instead of trying to go ahead and speed run it or whatever. Alright, just avoided another attack, came in with the claw line. She jumped up again, and I hit her with Thread Storm. That ended it. Now I have to talk to her. Ian Hornet's telling her that she is not going to be killing her. Fatal Resolve has been granted. And it seems like Pinstress appreciated everything. The talk kind of gave her a renewed view of the world, so to speak. We just got ourselves the pin badge, emblem of the Order of the Pinstress, the old Blade Masters of Pharloom. Just gives quicker charged attacks. This is what it looks like normally. This is what it looks like with the pin badge. Now I'm in the Moss Grotto, going into where the snail shamans are. And I'm coming here for a pretty good reason. Just have to take a seat. I found out that there is actually a crest that's waiting for us here that I totally missed the first time I was in this place. You actually need the super jump for this, which I didn't have the first time, so that kind of explains it, but I'm doing it right now. And here it is. Found myself a little hidden area. Jumping over the spikes. And it looks like I have to go down here. Found a breakable wall. Checking out if there is anything hiding there. There isn't. Seems to be something down here we can inspect. Anguish Aura. Now I'm having to break another breakable wall. And I think this is going to be a series of breakable walls. Alright, that was the last one actually. Now I'm jumping down. Whole bunch of these snail shells here. Looks like we have to claim something. Gonna be binding. until I get this new crest. And there it is. Found the crest of Shaman. Cast the blade forward and strengthen silk skills with powerful runes. So this is pretty nice as far as the crest goes. Every single attack is kind of like a projectile. So if you want to keep a little bit of a distance, this is the thing to use. Also, if you like silk skills and you get a lot of silk, this can be useful. But personally, I'm not too sure. There's the charge attack. I have to test this out a little more. Taking a little closer look at it, it has 2 spots for blue tools. Other than that, you only have silk skills that you can use. Now I'm going inside here. We have just reached the sands of Korok. I'm just going to take a seat real quick. Kind of went through some things getting here, so lost a whole bunch of life. Was only down to 1 mask. Now I'm going to be using the needle to wake up Crust King Khan. And as you can see, he's disappeared, along with all of his troops. They're waiting above for us right now. We just have to go there and find them. Trying to do the super jump right now. Still having issues. I finally did it. And I do admit this place looks nice. With all the fish and everything. As you can see, we have officially entered Coral Tower. Died a whole bunch of times in this gauntlet, and I have some opinions about this gauntlet. Like, these enemies are all brand new. You start off with these 2 guys, which aren't really too bad. They have melee attacks, but their reach is pretty far, so you have to watch out and not get hit by them, especially if you misjudge how far they can attack. Just took out one of these guys along with an aerial enemy. Now there's conch flies. These things are the most annoying part of the first stage of this thing. They move around all the time. They do massive damage. You just have to deal with them best way you can. What I usually do is use a sawtooth circlet and start doing some combos when I can, which does a lot of damage to air enemies. This is going to be the next round in this first gauntlet. Just took out a flying enemy. This guy right up here is highly annoying, but if you do a small combo on it, then you can take them out pretty quick. Just a quick 3-hit combo, in my opinion. That's what I usually do. Sawtooth circlet, claw line, little pogo, boom, dead. Either way, that's the end of the first gauntlet. There are enemies here in case you need some extra silk, but I'm not needing any silk. I have full life and a full silk bar. This is going to be the second gauntlet. I like to use tools in this gauntlet since it does help out. This is when it starts getting kind of trashy. Especially with this little ant insect right here that darts around the entire arena. It's annoying. Like, if you try chasing it down, it darts to the other side, and it just keeps doing that. That flying enemy is super annoying in itself since he does dash the entire area of the screen, and he tries to get you. This jellyfish is more like an in-between everything. This stage isn't too bad neither. Sometimes you can knock the enemy into the spikes, which makes it an easy kill, but as you can see right here, I'm surrounded. What I'm doing is staying in between all that, avoiding things when I can, using the sawtooth circlet to cause a good amount of damage. And now I'm taking out 2 of those enemies. I have just 1 guy left, and he really wasn't too bad. Now here comes the giant. I'm using the tax again, which is powered by the Tala pouch. Makes it kind of deadly in my mind. And it's been working out pretty well for me. I didn't really have to hit that guy too much at all. He just went down. Now here comes the next stage, which is the jellyfish. It really isn't too bad until this guy shows up, then it becomes halfway annoying. Now here comes the conch flies again. They love using the freaking conch flies. Most of the enemies in these gauntlets are new. You don't see them in any other part of the game. I'm not sure why they waited until now to introduce them. Kind of makes it for an even harder fight than it should be. I mean, in other fights, you usually have time to get used to things and adjust your strategy in order to fight the new enemy you're seeing, but in this case, I'm not even getting that chance at all. The only chance I'm getting for that would be every single time I die and have to redo it. Either way, this is going to be the last one of these big guys. Just took him out. I only have 1 alien head on me. I definitely need as much silk as possible. The good news is that after I complete the next gauntlet, there is a way to get to a shortcut. But I'm going to be showing that in just a second after I complete the next gauntlet. I'm just over here trying to get some more silk right now. Just got a full silk wheel, and I had a chance to heal, which is cool because I need that. Definitely. Still need to collect some more. Got it. Now I'm heading into the 3rd gauntlet, which is going to be pretty tough. Sending down some tax. Every single one of these enemies that steps on those tacks is going to get poisoned, and it's going to make it for a much easier kill. It didn't really take me that long to take care of that ant. Now for these guys. They just got pogo to doom. Now for these flying enemies. Sawtooth circlet, pogo, dead. Still have a fair amount of life. Starting to get into the zone right now. Thread Storm just took out those 2 conch flies. Now it's on to these enemies again. Just go pogo them to death. I'm going to keep it kind of simple, especially with the Reaper Crest and everything. You don't want to go too fancy with it. If you can pogo them to death, then definitely do it. I mean, why mess around? Now I'm going to be using a little cog fly on this enemy since I'm still not used to him. And I find that it's a lot easier dealing with this enemy with this cog fly around. Now for more jellyfish. Got a full silk wheel and full life. I'm in pretty good shape. Now another one of these giant guys are showing up. Still have some attacks that are laid on the ground that is infecting me. And I have to deal with this freaking ant too at the same time. Which is hella annoying, by the way. I don't like this guy. This is why I'm chasing him down. I'm trying to get him. Just pogo the big guy to death. And this guy just stuck around long enough. Hella annoying. Like, come over here, dude. Like, where are you going? Just took him out. Just took him freaking out. Now this stage is going to be kind of hard in that you're not going to be able to get on the floor since it's covered with the spikes. I'm just going to take this slow, pogo all these jellyfish out of the way. Now for this guy, claw line just to close the gap, and then pogoing him to death. Here comes another one of these giants. Just going to stay in the air as long as possible. Took care of the flying enemy. I've kind of prioritized taking care of the air enemies as quickly as possible and then focusing on everything on the ground. Since they are the ones that are going to be sniping you to death. They're the most annoying things in this freaking gauntlet. I found that this is the best strategy. So I took out this giant. Here comes another one of these things. I don't know what to call him. He looks like he's half bug, half barnacle. Brought out another one of these cog flies. It's gonna help me in this fight because I just don't like these guys. They have a whole bunch of these bubbles that come out. They're pretty much projectiles. Now I have to deal with another one of these soldiers and 2 ants. I need to heal. Was kind of getting beat up there. Down to 4 alien heads, well 3, aka mass, bringing out a couple of cog flies. I'm trying to finish this whole entire thing at this point. Now here comes 2 giant jellyfish. I'm trying to have the cog flies do the work for me. And I took out the last jellyfish. Got enough to heal, thankfully. Alright, here comes the moment where I'm trying to find a shortcut to crush King Khan. It really doesn't seem apparent at first since I'm just smacking things. It's coming up. Watch. It's right up here. Just have to break this. It's gonna fall down, break a hole through everything. And that's going to be going all the way down to the first floor. So I'm going to be climbing back up from here since I don't really feel like doing anything again. I just want to get to the next gauntlet, which is conveniently right here. I died hella times in this gauntlet too, as well as to Crush King Kong. I have some things to say about Crush King Kong. I've heard a whole bunch of things that say that he's supposed to be easy or whatever. It's not really the case. I'm going back to the fight. I have to take care of these 2 enemies and then this one flying enemy, which I just did. Now onto this ant. My life is getting kind of low. Have to heal. And I think I'm going to be using my tool soon. Since I do have a full gauge, I might as well start using it. And it kind of brings up a point I want to make about tools and them being used in these gauntlets. In that you don't have to be afraid of using them. You're not going to be wasting any shards or anything like that since it is a dream fight. And now this is going to be the next round in this gauntlet. Just took out that conch fly as well as, well, it's not a conch fly, I forgot the name of that thing, but it shoots out those little horns or whatever you want to call it. Now I have to fight this guy in the hand, which isn't going to be too bad. Got a full silk wheel again. They're kind of beating me up right now. Took that thing out. Now I'm to face 2 air enemies and then 1 ground enemy. Try to make this as quick as possible. Try to chase that air enemy down. That's annoying. Alright, he's got. And this guy took out too. Now I'm going to be doing a super jump up. This is the entrance to the fight with Crush King Kong. There he is. And he's immediately going to be spamming his attacks this entire fight. Now, I've heard people say that this is an easy fight or anything, but as far as I can see, this guy's moving pretty freaking quick, and he's spamming attacks the entire freaking time. Now, I try to be more aggressive and get close to him, but then he just starts jumping to the center of the screen, and that kind of messes me up as far as mounting some sort of aerial attack on the guy. So I've settled on just basically single attacks and then doing some sort of hit and run strategy on him. Basically all I'm left with at this point, since he's moving so quick. They're saying that he's supposed to be taking hella time to attack. I don't see that. There is a little bit of a pause before that attack comes up with the smoke and all that. But his attacks are pretty wide-reaching, and he moves around also. As you can see, he just jumped up and I ran into him. Just lost some life right there. Get close to him when I can, and giving him one attack at a time. I'm going to be using more of these poison attacks pretty soon. That does help. And he does a lot of these sort of attacks where he's shooting these oral spears at you, I guess you would call it. They show the direction of where they're coming from. You just have to avoid it. That one's kind of easy to avoid too. As long as you don't overcommit and try to be hella aggressive on this guy, then I guess it's okay, but it's not an easy boss fight. I wouldn't say that at all. That's the problem I have sometimes, is that things just don't add up sometimes while I'm reading suggestions. Alright, he's going even faster now. This is the second stage of the fight. He's spamming at an alarming rate. I'm trying to dodge everything I can. Still have a full silk wheel. Accidentally used thread storm there. Messed me up. Gotta get more silk now. Got dizzy, but then cool spears came up and I had to avoid that. Now this is going to be even harder since the coral ears and everything are coming way faster than it did, and now they're raining down from the ceiling. I guess this would be the true second part of the fight. I'm just trying the best I can to avoid all this. I have to admit that I'm not enjoying this boss fight right now, especially with how quickly all this stuff is being spammed around the place. I'm just stuck in the corner right now, essentially. And dropping attacks when I can, using Soul Storm when I can, but I'm stuck on the wall. That's where I'm at in this boss fight. Basically unable to move. Going back to the wall. This isn't going to be the most exciting boss fight as far as I'm concerned, since I'm stuck on the wall like this the entire boss fight. And all these people are saying it's so easy. It doesn't really seem so easy right now. In fact, it's a hard boss fight. So that's where I stand with this thing. Don't come into this boss fight thinking it's going to be easy, because it's not. You see how much of the screen is covered in coral spears? Everything's covered. And I'm stuck on the wall, continuously. The whole ground is covered in attacks. He's stepping on it continuously. I don't have any more attacks left. I'm going to start using Hogfly soon. I'm almost done right now. So I need to make this quick before I die. That'd be great. Finally happened. The tax did the job. I'm really thankful for the tax right now, since if it wasn't for the tax, then I would have lost that boss fight. So I'm hoping that I'm proving that the Crust King Khan fight isn't as easy as people are trying to make it out to be at this point. It's definitely hard as hell. But something's coming out. I'm picking it up. And we just got ourselves an Encrusted Heart. So that's the first part that's done. Me and Hornet are back at the Bell home. She's going to be refreshing herself. And this is going to be the end of the episode. I'm going to be moving on to the next heart we have to collect, as well as some quests I have to do. And I hope that this episode helped you out. If it did, then I would appreciate that like, subscribe, and even slapping that notification bell. I want to thank you and everyone that subscribed to the channel. Until next time, I hope you have a good one. Peace out.